for all you fans and some of the press that are here, I thought this was a great show, and a great show for HBO, and a great show for boxing. And these are the type of shows that boxing needs to keep boxing there and keep it on the forefront. You saw 2 TV fights where all the fighters wanted to win. The fights were competitive, and nobody has to hold their head down. It's, you know, unfortunately in boxing there's a winner and a loser. And tonight, I for sure was on the losing end, but congratulations to both winners. Jonathan Romero will not be here. We took him to the hospital by ambulance. He was feeling paralysis on the side of his face, and when you have that, you always err on the side of caution. We took him to the trauma center. I don't have a report yet, but Jonathan's a great kid, and I just want to say, when you have a family of 8 children, and you have 3 brothers that all were shot to death, and he himself was shot in 2011. The fact that he's in the ring and competing, he's just a great kid, and we'll get a report, and hopefully everything's okay with him. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm going to have Nathan come up and with his fighter, but I want to say that Kiko Martinez, I don't have a lot of Spanish. As a promoter, I know no tango dinero, which means have no money. You know, you have to know that for the fighters. But Kiko Martinez, when I walked in here, I just said poquito, meaning small, poquito Superman. I don't know how many punches he threw. He threw a spectacular amount of punches. He never gave up. Chance, Darren will have a chance, and you'll have all night to celebrate, so I'd ask that you just show some respect to all the fighters. Kiko Martinez has put on a spectacular performance for the fans at HBO. He has 2 people that I have a lot of respect for. One is his promoter, Samson, who I go back a long time with, and one of the few people in boxing that is a man of his word and a stand-up guy, and I have a lot of respect. Nathan is Samson's son. And of course, he had a great trainer in his corner. And when you have Pablo in your corner, who also trains Sergio Martinez, you walk in with a 1-up. So let me just introduce Nathan to introduce his fighter. We'll have Kiko say a few words. We'll answer a couple of questions, and then we'll get to Daniel Geale and Darren Barker. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. I just want to thank the Rebel. Also want to thank Garrett Shaw Productions, and Thompson Boxing for the opportunity for Kiko to get a title shot. So, Kiko, get some back.
Hola, buenas noches.
Good night, everybody.
Estoy muy contento
He's very happy
de haberme proclamado campeón del mundo por la HBO
that he became a champion on HBO,
y espero que os haya gustado a todos
and he hopes that everyone enjoyed the fight.
y que hoy, junto con el nacimiento de mi hija, es el día más feliz de mi vida.
And today, just like when his daughter was born 7 months ago, is the happiest day of his life.
Thank you very much.
Pablo Sarmiento.
La verdad esto es una fiesta el equipo es maravilla, para Kiko, para mí.
This is a big celebration for Team Martinez, for Kiko, for himself.
Si hay algo que le pedía a la vida, era que Kiko saliera campeón del mundo por todo el sacrificio y lo duro que viene trabajando desde hace mucho tiempo.
So the one thing that Pablo really hoped for was that Kiko would become champion, just based on the fact that he trained so hard and gave so much in the past that he's trained him.
Quiero agradecer a HBO, a Samsung Boxing, a Sergio Martínez, al equipo Maravilla Box, por todo esto que se viene haciendo con el equipo y la verdad que estamos muy felices. Muchas gracias.
So I want to thank HBO, Samson Boxing, and I want to thank Maravilla Box as well. Thank you.
Any questions from the press? Any questions from the press? Okay, Kiko. The main event I thought was a spectacular fight. I thought it was touch and go the whole way. I thought there were ebbs and tides in the fight. You know, one seemed to be gaining momentum, and all of a sudden the other fighter came and stole some of that momentum or whatever. I'd like to thank, obviously, Billy Tracy and Gary Francisco for the opportunity to work with Daniel Geale. Daniel is a great guy, not only a great fighter in the ring, as I'm sure Geale-Barker can attest to tonight, but he's just a great person outside of the ring. And Daniel lost against Mundine at one point and came back to become a world champion. So sometimes, hopefully, the losses, although they really hurt bad, I'm sure the fighter's hurting and the trainer and the co-promoters, you know, you use it as a stepping stone and a learning lesson, and you come back bigger and stronger, more determined to do what you have to do. And I'm sure Darren felt that way after he was ahead on all the cards and lost to Sergio, and put in his time and worked harder and harder to achieve what he did tonight. I'd like to thank Eddie Hearn for his cooperation. You know, there's a promotion where we had a lot of different promoters, and I thought we put together a great card for HBO, one that they could be proud of putting a night of boxing on with real fights, not where the red or blue corner wins and everybody knows what the hell is going to happen. So it's tough. Darren, I do not know how the hell you got up from that shot. I know you all think I'm in my 40s, but I've been around a long time. And normally when a fighter takes a shot like that, and goes down like that, either the fighter doesn't get up and is counted out, surely doesn't get up and finish off the round like Darren finished off the round, and most of the time he never comes back to win the fight. So, my hat's off to you. You put on a spectacular performance. We will get you next time. You're not done with us. And I'd like to bring Daniel up to talk about the fight and how he saw the fight, and then Eddie Hearn, I'll turn the mic over to him his night. But I want to tell you, I'm proud to represent you. Before I bring Daniel up, I want to thank my staff. I don't know if they're in here or not, but I always say, you stand up there and everybody goes, that's Gary Shaw, but the hard work and the hours and the staying up all night is the staff. They're the ones that get all the credit, and certainly to my wife who puts up with me. This is a tough job. And, someone once told me years and years ago, in boxing, the highs are really high and the lows are really low. And for me personally tonight, it's a mixed emotion. It's a high that I was able to bring big time boxing on HBO to Atlantic City, and it's a real low because my fighter was defeated. But I am proud of him, and I want to introduce you to the guy that will become the world champion again. I give you my word, he will be there. Daniel Geale.
Hey guys, I just want to start. By thanking a few people. You know, it's been a tough night, a little bit disappointing, but you know, I wouldn't be here today without a few people. Guys like Gary Shaw, you know, guys like Bill Tracy, Gary Francisco, Graham Shaw, from the Grange. You know, these guys have been with me, you know, a very, very long time, and you know, we've had plenty of tough fights, and you know, tonight definitely was a tough fight. But you know, sometimes they don't go your way, and you know, it can be very disappointing. But you know, like Gary said, we will definitely be back, and you know, next time, you know, we won't make any little mistakes, and you know, we'll get the job done properly. I just also want to thank a few other people as well. Thank my beautiful wife and kids for always being there for me and supporting me throughout. You know, there's probably too many other people to mention as well. You know, it's been a long, tough road. You know, we've had to work very hard to get into this position, and you know, that's what makes it so disappointing. But you know, like I said, we'll definitely be back, and you know, I'm a very determined person, and you know, if I set my mind to it, you know, I'll be even better next time, and you know, hopefully we can get a rematch. If not, you know, I'll work with my team. My management will make the right decision, and you know, whoever's put in front of me, we'll make sure we beat. Anyway, guys, also one last thing of all, I want to thank the fans. Everybody coming out tonight, supporting. You know, it was a great night of boxing. So, also.
I'm going to introduce Eddie to introduce Darren, and then you could ask the questions back and forth rather than one side. So, my co-promoter, Eddie Murray.
Thanks, Gary. Just want to say congratulations on a great card. I know it didn't go your way tonight, but it's certainly a card that I would have been proud of to put on myself. Daniel, a great performance, buddy. I mean, the spirit that you two showed throughout the press conferences and the fight itself, I think they deserve a great round of applause. Two great sportsmen. You know, I felt there was a great fight, and I looked at Darren when he went down and took a knee in that body shot, and I wasn't sure whether he was going to get up, and I just saw him bite down on the gum shield, because I knew how much it meant to him, and how much it meant to all of us. But you know, this means a lot to Darren Barker. Everyone's got a story, some sadder than others, but you know, I knew that this fight meant so much to him, and he wouldn't be denied tonight, and he just wouldn't take no for an answer. And the way that he fought back after that knockdown was you know, some of the bravest stuff I've ever seen in a ring, and it just showed the determination of the man. Tony Sims, his trainer who's been with him for the start, deserves a huge amount of credit. New people on the team, obviously Wayne, you know, and our nutritionist, and, you know, Geale-Barker, and you know, his family really, and Luke, big sponsor, who's back down all the way as well. But, you know, his family, you know, have stuck by him. And you know, Jen will say he's a pain in the butt in camp, but You know, he's dedicated the last 14 weeks. I've never seen him push himself so hard for a fight. And, you know, his mum Jackie and dad Terry should be very proud. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the new IBF. Dad, could you get me a football instead of a pair of boxing gloves? It's a liberty.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie's pretty much thanked everyone there. I wouldn't know where to start. There's so many people, you know, every single person who's here. Gary, Daniel, you know, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. You know, you made a happy man, you know, giving me this chance to fulfill a dream. You know, I just can't thank everyone. I'll be here all day long. I'm speechless, as you can see. I just, you know, I said from the start, from day one, people who know, you know, my family, obviously, my brother passed away a few years ago, and I've always wanted to dedicate this to him. And, yeah. This is my brother. Just want to say thanks to everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm buzzing.
We'll take your questions now for either side.
David right here.
Yeah, question for Daniel and then also for Darren. Daniel, how close do you feel you were to the win in the 6th round? And then for Darren, take us through what that moment was like for you, getting up and then battling back as you were dealing with the onslaught from Daniel.
It hurt. But I wanted it so much, you know, I really did. I said a couple of times, there's not much, you know, I'm quite a simple person, really, I don't want too much. When my beautiful fiancée Gemma was pregnant, I just wanted a healthy child, but next to that, I wanted this, and I've got it. And, you know, it took tough rounds like that, and, you know, I was out, but Sam got me through it, someone picked me up, and I'm glad they did.
They can hear you though.
Yeah, I mean, got to give Darren credit. He's a tough guy. You know, he took that shot to the body, and you know, he was on the brink. You know, I think the referee sort of jumped in sort of half at one stage, and you know, was pretty close to calling it. So, you know, for him to come back from that, he shows he's got a bit of heart there. So, it was disappointing, knowing that it was, you know, that close, but you know, still far away.
Yeah. I want to clarify something because there seems to be some confusion about whether there's a rematch clause. Also, I wanted to ask Darren, or your corner, in fact, was there any discussion about stopping the fight during that round? Because I thought I saw some screaming in the corner around the time when...
I was choking at one point. I took some water and it went down the wrong arm. Honestly, that's what it was.
Was there any discussion? I thought I saw some back and forth between some people in the corner, like that was very animated.
I think Darren probably getting a bit emotional in there, but I never had it in my mind to throw the towel and stop the fight. I just knew that how much Darren put into the training camp, and I just felt that he was going to get up and, you know, get through that round. And, you know, at the end of that round, you know, he come on strong at the end of that round. I just knew he'd be okay.
And there's no rematch clause, or there is?
Yeah, no,
Eddie's a professional promoter. I'm a professional promoter. We both do what's best for our fighters, and I don't think this is the time to talk about contracts or what's coming forward or whatever. Darren won the world title tonight. You should celebrate that world title. And Go ahead.
For Darren, at what point were you that 10 seconds wasn't going to be enough to get up?
It's a mad one. There's so many faults. That 10 seconds seemed a lot longer, to be honest with you. You know, I just couldn't breathe. And it seems a lot longer than 10 seconds when you're trying to catch your breath. But yeah, I wanted it that much that, like there was no way I wasn't going to get up. If I had 5 seconds, I would have somehow got up.
Dan, if it's not a question for Daniel Geale, I'm going to let him go. Okay, so I want to thank you all on behalf of Team Geale and Daniel and Ramshaw. So we're going to let Daniel go.
My question for you, Darren. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you very much.
The fight you had a couple years ago here with Sergio Martinez, the fall for the world title, that fight in Atlantic City, you got knocked out, it was in a lot of trouble. Does this redeem you for that in your mind, or are the two just totally separate and you put that away? I mean,
It's mixed emotions, really. There is a bit of redemption there. Not just with losing on the big stage, but coming back to Atlantic City. A lot of people saying, "Oh, what? You're mad coming back. It's not a good place for you." But I suppose it's a bittersweet feeling. Coming back to somewhere that you had a bad memory. I always wanted to. In anything you do in life, you want to right or wrong, and it was something I wanted to do. Come back here, but I learned so much from fighting Martinez. He'll go down in history as one of the great middleweights of all time, and the expression invaluable, the word invaluable gets knocked about a lot, and I heard it and I didn't quite know what it meant until I got out of the ring with Martinez. I felt a different person. I believed in myself. I believed that I belonged on the world stage, and that put me in good stead for this fight.
And my follow-up for that then is, as Eddie said after the fight, you have a mandatory that's due against Sturm. Beyond that, the talk would be perhaps a rematch with Geale. I'm not sure what your contractual situation is. But Sergio Martinez also still has one of the world titles and is considered to be the champion. You have a title now. Is that a rematch? You gave him a lot of trouble the first half.
To be honest, I don't think, I know I'm a world champion, but I'm not a great like Martinez. I don't think I have the right to be calling out a great like Sergio. I think he's at the level now where he gets to choose who he fights, and if there's a rematch one day, I'd be honoured again, and I'm sure the outcome would be different. But I don't think it's fair for me at the minute to be talking about Sergio when he's injured, etc. I just want to enjoy this moment at the minute. But it's exciting time for me.
I want to tell you, I respect that answer. I respect it. Any other questions? Okay, I want to thank HBO for hanging us tonight. Hopefully everyone will be there on Monday. We all get back. Obviously, the Rebel Hotel, who took care of the fight and was a great sponsor, and a great room to have a fight. And I guess, Darren, I want to leave you with a couple of words. Number one, it's nice to be able to come to New Jersey, where you suffered a defeat, and where the promoter is a New Jersey resident, and to know that you got a fair decision. And I think that speaks well of boxing. The last thing I want to say to you, Darren, is boxing is a fleeting game. One time you're up, the next time you're down. Crazy things happen. But the one thing nobody ever can take from you is the fact that tonight you became a world champion.
you.
Win the belt.
Back to the bar.
Can you get pictures of the three of you and then with your family, Darren?
Hold your belt, brother.
Where's the belt? Tony, you get the three of you as well.
Lovely.
And get the three, Tony and Darren. To get that one for mention.